Good morning, my YouTube friends. Today we're starting another adventure in the early morning dark. As always, we want to put God first in everything that we do. So let's start with a verse from the Bible. This verse is out of Acts chapter 1, verses 9 through 11. And after he had said these things, this is talking about Jesus, this is after his resurrection, he was lifted up while they were looking on, and a cloud received him out of their sight. As they were gazing intently into the sky while he was going, behold, two men in white clothing stood beside them. They said to them, Men of Galilee, why do you stand looking up into the sky? This Jesus who was taken up from you into heaven will come in just the same way as you have watched him go into heaven. Jesus is coming again, my friends. Are you ready? All right. 79 degrees on the bike. Mileage on the bike is 30,560 miles. Today's adventure is going to take us to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. All right, let's get started here. Should be about 400 miles, a little over 400 miles to where I'm going. Current plan is to tent camp tonight. Got a reservation at a little place called the Farm Campgrounds, just outside of Eureka Springs. Be traveling through the Boston Mountains. Hopefully we'll get some great video of that. I always like to get out early when I'm leaving the Metroplex area. Try to avoid the worst of the early morning rush hour. Today's planned route's going to take me on George Bush Tollway up to 75, which I'll take north to the Oklahoma border. Continue north, eventually 75 and 69 will split, and I'll follow 69 on up northeast through Oklahoma to Interstate 40, which I'll take east to Fort Smith, Arkansas, where I'll catch Interstate 49 north up to the Springdale-Rogers area, where I'll jump on US 62 east over to Eureka Springs. Not real complicated. I was originally planning on making this a 3-day trip, but it got cut short by a day for personal reasons. So I'm going up today. Hope to get one ride in this afternoon. Get up early tomorrow morning, right around sunrise, get in another ride, then come back home tomorrow. All right. Well, especially night travel on the highway is not very interesting, so I'll leave you all now and catch up with you again later on. There's the sun peeking over the horizon on the right. in Oklahoma now. Always feel a bit better once the sun comes up. Temp's 80 degrees on the bike. Humidity's lower here away from the city, so it feels pretty cool. Speed limit is 70 here on this road in Oklahoma. It's down from 75 when I was in Texas. Any of you guys ride up to Arkansas? Where do you like to go in Arkansas? Put it in the comments down below. Let me know. Maybe I'll get to go there sometime. On today's trip, I'm planning on going to Eureka Springs, Arkansas, in northwest Arkansas. It's in the Ozark Mountain area. There'll be some really nice rides in this area. All right, I'll catch you again later. Okay, here's a picture of my bike at the first gas stop in Oklahoma. In the yellow waterproof bag on the luggage rack is my sleeping bag. In the gray waterproof bag riding in the passenger seat, I have my tent. I have a camp chair. I have a lantern. And I have a mat pad to go under the sleeping bag. I can still open my trunk, which is mostly empty, and put my helmet in there when I stop. My left saddlebag is also mostly empty. I can stuff my jacket in there if I want to. This is still in Oklahoma on US 69, riding past Lake Eufaula. East to Fort Smith. Or if you go west, it takes you into Oklahoma City. Expect more traffic on Interstate 40 here, as it's a major east-west artery through this area of the country. Although I'll have to say that what I'm pulling into right now looks pretty empty. Here we've just entered into Arkansas. Up ahead will be the Welcome Center. Okay, we're coming up on the intersection of Interstate 40 and Interstate 49. We're going to be jumping off on Interstate 49 heading north. Toward Fayetteville. Will be the Boston Mountains. Vistas going through there. No, they're not the Rocky Mountains, but they're only half as far away from my home. A lot easier to get here. Fort Smith, I think on the first part of October, is going to host a motorcycle rally, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue. Well, that's it for part 1. Hope you enjoyed riding along. Part 2 will be released as soon as I can get the editing done. We'll be riding through the Boston Mountains on Interstate 49 north of Fort Smith. Thanks for watching. Ride safely, my friends.